Record on this computer. All right, we're recording. There's Jared, just looking out the window. Hey, can y'all hear everything okay? Like, swipe. Yeah, okay, thumbs up. Jared's good. Sweet. Well, guys, thanks so much for taking a Saturday morning. It's 10:05. We're going to try to keep this really short but beneficial to you guys. And this is a lot of stuff that Morgan and I have been learning. And what's up, Angie? This is a lot of stuff that Morgan and I have been learning, over the last 4 years and then really applying the last 6 months. So I'm excited for it. So we're going to be talking about goals and growth. And let me see if I can share my screen here. I think y'all should be able to see that where I can. Hey, give me a thumbs up if you can see the iPad screen. Good? Sweet. So goals and growth. The first thing that's been really convicting to me is my first point. You can't complain if you don't want to work. And little explanation of this. A lot of times, I know we're all on here because we want to make some extra money with AdvoCare, and I think everyone can agree. Y'all are on the Business Builder Facebook chat. At some point in your life, you said, hey, I want to earn some extra income, right? So normally we want to earn some extra income because we don't have enough of it, right? We have things in our life that it's like, hey, if we could do this, that'd be awesome. If we could have more time with our family, if we could not put our kids in daycare, if we could spend more time with our spouse, there's always something that we want. And right, that's a goal. Right up here, it's a goal. But a lot of times our work doesn't, or our actions don't really fall in line with the goals. So I was listening to Gary Vaynerchuk yesterday. Anybody know who Gary V is? If you're anywhere in the business world, Jared does. Cool. But he said you have to be real with yourself. If you're saying I want to grow a business, and it's going to be a grind at first, like it's going to be a grind every day. Especially, none of us are so rich that we're retired right now. We're all in this. I work a day job and I come home and I build a business. And so he said you can't expect to have what you want if you work your day job and come home and watch Netflix all evening. He said, you just have to be real with yourself. Like, quit lying to yourself. If you're going to come home and watch TV, play video games, not that any of these things are innately bad. It's just you can't kid yourself thinking that, hey, you can do this and build a business at the same time. Like, we've really had to talk, and it's like, okay, here's what we want, and then here's the action plan to get there. And, we watch TV once a week. On our date night, we normally watch America's Got Talent once a week, hour and a half. And that's really all the TV that we watch. We used to watch, shows. And it's like, we're just building CBS's empire. We're not building our own. So I just want you guys to understand that, wherever your goal is, take actions accordingly, and just be real with yourself. Look at, what you're spending your time on. Are you using social media to grow your business, or are you just wasting time just scrolling? Because social media can be a very vital tool. Sarah has been crushing it on social media, just throwing out hints like, hey, we're doing this health challenge. Hey, we're giving away prizes. Like, she's not selling AdvoCare, she's selling herself. And we've been very impressed with you, Sarah, like just how you're approaching everything. So it's been really cool. So you can use it as a tool, or it can just use you. And you don't want to be used by social media. You don't want to look up, oh my gosh, I've been on Facebook 4 hours today. Like, it's just stupid. So the next thing is visualizing your goals. No, excuse me, doing the math. Like, this is the next important part. So let's say you want to be a millionaire, right? Like, everyone has probably said sometime in their life, hey, I want to be a millionaire, right? But have you ever done the millionaire math? Has anybody ever calculated what it takes to make $1 million? So $1 million It's 83. It's going to be, no, Mom. It's going to be $83,000 a month. Okay. So $1 million divided by 12, it's 83,333,333. So if you divide $1 million by 30 days in a month, that's $2,777 a day. And if you divide that by your waking hours, no. If you divide that by your waking hours, let's say you're awake 12 to 16 hours a day, let's say 12. You have to make $231 an hour to make $1 million in a year. Okay? So you take this huge number, you know, it seems huge. That pencil was huge. And then you break it down and it's like, okay, so now I'm just focused on, you know, making $231 an hour. You know, what can I do to, obviously, if $1 million is your goal, okay? So let's take a smaller goal. Like, anybody here want to make an extra $1,000 a month with Advocare? Hey, Jimmy. Okay, so I see hands going up, right? So you just, I'm going to turn this on Do Not Disturb because, so $1,000 a month with Advocare, right? $12,000 a year. Okay, $1,000 a month divided by 30 days, divided by 12 hours a day. Guys, to make $1,000 a month with Advocare, you have to make $2.77 an hour. And this is the first time, like right now, that I've broken down $1,000 a month. That sounds so easy. So easy. Like, let me erase this. $1,000 a month extra, that would benefit everyone on this call. $2.77 an hour. Okay? Guys, that's like not even a box of Spark, right? Like if you sold a box of Spark, you know, if you were talking to people, you know, that's just off your personal sales. Like you can easily do that. Easily do that. And sometimes we just think, oh my gosh, like $1,000. But if we break it down like, hey, I need to make, you know, $2.77 an hour, or you multiply that by 12, I need to make $33.30 a day. Okay? If you're an advisor, that's about a canister of Spark. So what if you had your mindset, hey, I just want to get something on Spark today? $1,000 extra a month. Right? So I just want you guys to do the math, like fit your goals in here. You know, our goal, we're headed towards $3,500 a month. That's what, $3,500 a month by Thanksgiving. And here's the thing, like that's a straight line. It's really not like that. The thing with network marketing, because you're building leverage, it goes like this, and it's kind of flat. It's slowly going up. But then when your team starts multiplying, it goes fast. And that's what I want you guys to get is, you know, we've been putting in a lot of work the last, you know, 20 days, and we've already seen it starting to go up. But a lot of times people die out right here, and they give up right before that trajectory hits. And if you keep talking to people, it's crazy what will happen. So do the math with what goals, you know, you want. And then there's a great book called The 10X Rule. I can't find it. I have it in like one of my backpacks, but here's like the 10X quotes. I don't know if anybody's read that book before, but it just talks about, you know, take your goal, let's say it's 1,000 and 10X it. So 10,000 a month. So that would be $333 a day. And if you're aiming for the 333, even if you miss it by 50%, you're still making $150 a day. So it's way over what you were needing anyways. So if you can have that 10X mindset saying, hey, I only need 1,000, but I want an abundance lifestyle. So I'm going to go 10X. I'm going to help a lot of people along the way. And my goal is going to be this high amount. Then let's say you miss it again by 50%. You're still making 5 times what you would be making with the original goal. So I'm going to move on from that. The last thing is just visualizing your goals. I've been reading this book called Psycho Cybernetics, and it sounds kind of psycho from the cover. But it's a plastic surgeon and a Christian psychiatrist who are analyzing the like what makes people successful, like, and really self-image. And it's just crazy the stories that he was saying, that when someone is insecure, let's say about their nose, or I mean, I have freaking big ears, so it's never, people make fun of my ears, but like it's never really like affected me. But let's say I was I was very self-conscious about my ears, and like I didn't want to go out in public, and I get plastic surgery. The changes after surgery, like in people's confidence and stuff like that, it's crazy, like case study by case study. But it really goes back to, how do you view yourself? And you have to have a good self-image and realize like whose you are and like who you are before you can really move forward. And they just talk about how the imagining something is just as powerful to our nervous system as the real experience. They put people hiking in the woods and dress people up in like realistic bear costumes, right? And even though it was a man in there, the dude just froze up and just started running, right? Like, so our imagination is just as real as the actual experience. I mean, how many times have we worried about a situation and you make yourself sick? Like, you've heard the term worried sick. Like, nothing's happened yet, but you're worrying about it and you're like, oh, I feel nauseous now, right? Like I feel, they were talking about college classrooms, how, imagine that you were in the North Pole. Like, close your eyes and imagine you're in the North Pole. And like your body begins to react, like chill bumps. Like, the imagination is just as powerful. They did one case study, and it was on basketball. They had 20 students here, 20 here. The 20 students actually shot free throws for 20 minutes a day for, I think it was 21 or 24 days. At the end of the trial period, their percentage went up 24%. These other 20 students literally sat on the bleachers and closed their eyes and imagined themselves shooting free throws for 20 minutes a day. At the end of 24 days, their percentage not touching a basketball went up 23%. So 1% difference. And I've always been like skeptical of this. This isn't like any positive thinking type, oh, like I'm gonna feel good today. Like, it's just it's being able to imagine like what you want, and like once you see it in your mind, like it's yours, and you have the path to get there. So whatever your goal is, like, and just be able to visualize it. Like, I was writing down I don't know where my book is, but I would show you guys. But just like, everyone knows Disney's the next trip coming up, right? So being able to imagine, Morgan standing there on Main Street, USA at Disney World with her little Mickey Mouse ears, and, the sun like beaming down on you. You smell like the sweets, the treats being made, and like trying to get like as specific as possible of like, hey, this is what it's going to be like when you meet so-and-so goal. Like, what is it going to be like when you get to go in and wake up your kid every morning, like, and not have to go to work, right? Like, what is it going to be like to hold that little baby in the arms and be able to rock him or her, not it. But like, really visualize, what do you want, and try to be very specific, because a lot of times we just say, oh, I just want $1,000 a month. Like, okay, well, what will that do for you? Imagine going to the bank and paying off your final debt. Like, how will that feel? That's the kind of stuff that you got to really tap into to really push forward. So I'll shut up about that. I'm going to let Morgan talk, and hopefully that helps you guys.
Well, that was awesome. Okay, my throat's been really scratchy, so my sinuses, and then we stayed up like talking really late last night, and I talk a lot, so my voice is kind of going. But I just wanted to talk about an area that I personally really had to work in to really do anything. I've always been the person that I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to do this. And I would get discouraged super easy, or I would give up. And a lot of it came down to personal growth. And I think a lot of people, we hear about personal growth and leadership things or inspirational speakers. I'm sure if you're a person of faith, like your pastor talks about personal growth, but it's kind of like breaking down what that means in your life. Because I think we're like, we know we need we need to grow, we need to, maybe that means learning more, like, but what do you do in your personal life? So, personal growth for me, a lot of times I was like, well, I have these bad habits in my life that are the roadblock to where I want to go. But then that's all I could focus on, was trying to eliminate these bad habits in my life. So maybe it is the coming home and binging Netflix for the rest of the night, and you're like, crap, it's like time to go to bed, and I've gotten nothing done because I've been watching TV. Or I know a big one for us is during the week, we really have to work at getting up extra early so that we can get things done before we go to our day job. Because if we don't, our evenings are usually filled up, and then it gets the same thing. You're about to go to bed, and you're like, dang it, like, haven't gotten anything done. And so what I had to focus on was not quitting the bad habits, but what good habits am I going to start to replace those bad habits? Because then it's the whole thing where you're focusing on your goal, you're focusing on what you're working towards instead of what you're working against. Because if you're always working against something, there's going to be times that it's not going to be perfect, and you're not going to do it perfect. And creating better habits in your life isn't going to be like an easy thing. And so it's really easy to get discouraged when you're like, I'm not going to do this today. Crap, like, I just wasted time, or whatever it is. So when you have a focus, and it's even goals, like if you have a focused goal and you have a focus of like, this is what I'm going to do today to create a better life for myself and a better me, then it's going to be a lot easier to put those things into your life. And I think a lot of people too, they're like, well, I don't want to, this was me. I was like, I don't want to be self-centered. Like, I don't want it to be all about me. Like, I just want to help other people. Like, that was my thing, is I just wanted to help other people. But what I've realized is that you can't pour into other people and serve other people when you have nothing to give. If all I'm filling myself up with is Gossip Girl and gossiping with my friends, then when it's time to really help someone, then the overflow of my heart is not going to be to put that person first, because I've been putting in a negative mindset. I've been putting in not serving people. So I would challenge you guys to just pinpoint, like, what are the time wasters in your life? I think that's a big one, especially for us in the younger generation. Like, it's easy to scroll Facebook. It's easy to scroll Instagram. For me, it's easy for me to take 30 minutes to figure out what my caption on my Instagram post is going to be, which is so sad. But I feel like that's like the story of our lives sometimes. We're like, I have to, get this picture of my kid perfect, post it or whatever. So find the time wasters, and find the things that you want to improve, and then find what you're going to fill that with. So if I'm going to eliminate Facebook, or I'm going to eliminate scrolling, then reading books is huge. And if you're not a reader, Audible will be like your lifesaver. So audiobooks are so important. Again, like positive music. I know, again, that sounds really like, well, I don't want to give up the music that I like, but like listen, like feeding yourself things that are positive and are going to lift up your spirit. Again, that's going to overflow in your life to where that you can really serve your team. You can really focus on your future and not the right now. some good books to start with: The Top 10 Distinctions Between Middle Class and Millionaires. That's really good if you're a person of faith. The Dream Giver was a huge one for me. Just again, like unearthing like that goal, being able to visualize, okay, what gifts has God given me? What vision has God given me? Where does he want me to go with my life? And where am I supposed to serve people? That's huge. And then also, if you want more, you have to become more. And I think that's something that Will always says, because you're going to attract who you are. And so you want to attract people that are ready to go for the goals, that are ready to have that laser focus, they're ready to come alongside of you. And so that's huge. A personal thing in my life, just to give some application, is in the morning when I was getting ready, like putting my makeup on and do my hair, all of that stuff, I would put Netflix on my phone and just have it up, like where, you know, I could see it and do my makeup or whatever. So I've been listening to an audiobook instead of doing that in the morning, and starting out with that as my mindset going into the workday has changed my attitude at work. And like, this is for real. Like, I think sometimes we take it for granted. We think, oh, you know, like that's not really, you know, how it works. But that's how it works. What you put in is what's going to flow out, basically. That's kind of funny.
To cleanse.
Sorry. Yeah, that's why I thought it was like a cleanse. Sorry. But it's true. It's true. And again, like, what you eat is going to reflect what your body looks like. If you're eating healthy, like, you're going to have that glow, and people are going to know that you're a healthy, energetic person. And if you eat like crap and you feel like crap and you're tired and groggy and you're like, I just want to go home and this day is terrible, like, people are going to know that you're probably not a healthy person. So that's what I want for you guys, is, again, you're going to attract who you are. And I really want y'all, like Alex said, the long-term goal, but I do also want you to think, who do you want to be? When people like see you and maybe don't know you, but they've heard about you, like, most of the time people make judgments from who people think that you are. And not that everything is true, not that everybody's going to like you at all. Not everybody's going to like you, but people know your integrity. People know the type of person you are and what you stand for. And I think that's so important. So I want you to really maybe even write down the attributes of, like, who do I want to be? Do I want to be kind? Do I want to be patient? Do I want to be loving? Do I want to love my kids better? Do I want to love my husband better? Do I want to be more patient with my husband? That's going to overflow to your friends. Like, how can I be a better friend? That's what I'm working on right now. How can I be a better friend to people? And all of that's going to overflow from the personal growth, who you are, what you're working on in yourself. That's going to be huge. So work on mindset. Who do you want to be? Because you attract who you are. And it's really important. This is something we cannot look over, because you can go so far in the business where it's just like getting people on products that you know, hitting your warm market, but you're going to hit this place that you have to talk to people that you don't know, and people are going to jump into this business with you, and then they need to have a leader or somebody that they can grow with and move forward with. And if you're not ready to be that leader yet, if you're not ready to move somebody forward, and if you're not ready to really, you know, kind of have a servant heart in leadership, then you're not going to be able to move forward to that next thing. Because Advocare is all about, this is for you, but you can't get to where you want to go without helping other people get to where they want to go. So anyway, don't overlook personal growth. I want, if reading books is what your goal is going to be, if listening to an audiobook is going to be what the goal is, whatever your personal growth goals are, I really want you to put those into our group chat And I want to just see where everybody's at with that. If you're already reading a book, if you're already doing that, that's awesome. And I want to hear about it. So anyway, we're going to jump off here because we've gone for 30 minutes.
All right,
if you want to close it down.
We've gone for 25 minutes now.
Oh, 25 minutes.
So we'll kind of open it up now. Let me see. You can slide or tap to unmute yourself. That's what's so fun about Zoom is that it's interactive. Like you can see everyone's lovely faces here. I was looking at Hector and Crystal. They're driving to Florida. You know, everyone's in at a different. What's up, y'all? So
I love everybody.
Like what stuck out to you today, and like what do you guys want? Yeah, what do you guys want? Like what's the dream for y'all? Unmute yourself and start talking.
Go for it.
Hi, y'all.
Crystal.
Hey. I liked, I'm a list person, so I like making lists. So I like the idea of writing down what you want to achieve, writing down who you want to be, what your goals are. I like that because I love having a list. So I think that's something realistic that I can do. And, you know, when I have it in writing and I see it and stuff, it'll help keep me accountable.
Absolutely.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I like what you said, like about the whole, what was it, the imagination or like the just like thinking and like feeling, like imagining the feeling, imagining like where you want to be, where you want to get.
Right.
Like for me would be like for Crystal to stay home with her kids and not have to go to daycare.
Right.
So just imagining how happy Crystal will be and our kids. So that to me stood out because that gives me motivation, you know, and that motivates me to like work hard and, you know, every day. Because I can feel it and I can basically, you know, be in the moment. And so I like that. I like what you said.
That's awesome, guys. Thanks for sharing.
Definitely.
Yeah, like whenever you close your eyes and really imagine, like you do start to like feel like you see yourself in that moment and it's like, wow, like I can do this. And it builds up just by imagining, like taking a few minutes and just closing your eyes and like, what would it be, you know, to be able to be at home, to homeschool my kids, to not have to put my, you know, kid in daycare, like, you know, all these things. So that's good, Hector and Crystal. I'm writing that down.
All right, who's next? I want to hear goals or what you need to be working on, where you want to be.
What's up, guys? Just
just
being more productive, like with my free time. Trying to, I don't watch too much TV or anything, but I'm always on the go doing something. So trying to actually like get myself to sit still and be productive. When I have that free time, like not just going, learning to sit down and be productive. What
does productive look like to you?
For me, man, just like, I usually set like a daily agenda, and most of the time it doesn't get taken care of. So getting everything in my daily agenda taken care of, like, and still being able to enjoy some free, a little bit, not much, but some.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, it helps like having a list and then putting things like the order of priority, right?
Yeah.
Like, I got a speeding ticket back in July, and obviously that's the first priority. Yesterday was to take care of that, and it took like half my day, but I had to get it taken care of. So, hey, Lori's on there twice. There's two of her. So yeah, like order of priority. Sometimes, you know, you got to get stuff taken care of, but you know, writing it down is the first step to success. Like once you write something down, it's crazy like what it does in your mind too. So
and something I want to just like throw in there is like we don't want it to sound like fun suckers, like they don't want us to have like any fun or any free time.
We do. Buy more products. Just buy products in your free time, all right?
But because that's kind of like my view on, and it was a whole personal growth thing. Like I could do Advocare to a point, and then I would hit this wall of like, oh, I don't know how I can do this anymore, and I'm not good at this or that. But it's setting boundaries and giving up certain things for a certain amount of time so that you get what you want and you can spend that ample amount of time. I mean, I went and worked out with Brandy last week and just show up at their house, their whole family's together. And again, your vision can be different. You may want your kids to go to daycare so that you can have a little free time. Everybody's vision is a little bit different, but to show up and their whole family's together, the whole family's going to the gym together, their baby is happy, which he's not always happy, but it was just he was in his mama's arms. And to see Braylon, their daughter, just so just hanging, like she was so comfortable just hanging out with her parents and going with them, and then being able to spend time. And I was just like, that's like what I want. Like, they are making like a tremendous amount of money and helping a ton of people, but they don't do that every second of every day. They built this business so that they can have that long-term freedom. So there's some things like that we have to give up now that we're not going to have to give up in the future. But if we didn't start working now, there's a lot we would have to give up in the future.
Mm-hmm.
So it's giving up a little bit for a lot, or not giving up anything and having to give up everything later. So just like a little perspective on like, we don't want to be like fun suckers or whatever.
One of the best quotes, like I feel like that's really impacted me is, I think Ron Reynolds said it, and if y'all don't know him, he's like the VP of something. He wrote this book called The Magic of Goals.
Advocare.
I guess here's his picture on the back.
It says president and CEO.
So anyways, he said, start digging your well before you're thirsty. And
it's good.
It's harder to do than we think. But the reality is we don't want to get in the moment where it's like, oh my gosh, like, what am I going to do? And we've had a lot of those moments in our marriage where it's like, babe, like, what are we going to do? Like, we didn't put in the work 90 days ago, and now we're seeing the fruits from it, either positive or negative. Mm-hmm. And you don't want to just be in that situation where it's like,
crap.
Okay, like, my car broke and it's going to cost $1,500 to fix. Like, do I have to put it on a credit card? Do I have a credit card? I know a lot of people don't have any credit cards, so it's like there's no money in the account. It's not getting done.
Yeah.
And so it's digging your well before you're thirsty. I think that's like so important.
Yeah.
And it's having that mindset beyond just like what's going on today. This whole world is living today. What can I do for myself today? Mm-hmm. But if you can think like, hey, how can I help someone else? And like, what can I do for the future? It's just smart. Yeah. It's just smart. Even if you're building Advocare casually, like building a plan B, let it be a solid plan B. Don't just play around with it. So what else, guys? Anybody else want to share? Thanks for sharing again, Jared, being productive with free time.
So my big thing is when you said, if you want more, you have to be more. I'm seeing like the more that I get into this, as I am accomplishing my personal health goals, I want other people to be healthy.
That's awesome.
And that's why it was like so encouraging for you guys to say that it's not, you don't see me so much selling Advocare as I'm selling myself. I want people to see like how happy I am.
Yeah.
And how the work that I'm putting in is actually doing something, and I want them to want that for themselves.
Right.
So that's encouraging for me when you guys said that, because like, yeah, because sometimes I feel like, am I doing enough to make sure that I'm taking care of myself? And I want that to attract other people and want them to want the same thing that I want for myself. So
right.
That's awesome. Yeah.
I wrote that down because that's really good. If you want more, be more, and then you're going to attract what you are.
Right.
So that's a big goal for me, is to see other people want to be healthy. So yeah, that's mine.
That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. And like I said, you've been crushing it. And Morgan and I were talking about that. Like, we want to do a social media training, and we're going through some stuff right now with some third-party people who are absolutely
awesome.
People who are There's a couple that we follow, and they make $120,000 a month or something like that. But they are on social media. They are amazing. You look at them, and you say, I want to be that person. They're not like flashy. They're like, it's who they are. And that's what I see, Sarah, like, you know, you really becoming is, you know, you're funny, you're energetic, you're excited about health. And you're going to, the more you do that, you're building a brand for yourself. Every single person, like what they're putting out. And so you don't want to just be that person that people block because you're putting, hey, I'm going to Advocare. Here's my website. Like, that doesn't build relationships. Yeah. What builds relationships is like, hey, I'm so excited. I just got this in the mail. Like, we're starting our fit challenge.
I just got the water bottles.
Like,
and they're awesome.
So
I loved it.
So, you know, doing stuff like that, social media is leaving and creating curiosity. To make people ask, hey, what is that? Or what are you doing? Like, there's something different. You got this nice glow.
Yeah.
I'm on a cleanse. But whatever it is. So great job to you, Sarah. That's awesome.
All right, Lori, were you gonna pop in there?
I'm sorry, guys. I have no idea what I'm doing on this thing.
No, this is all new to all of us.
Yeah. So I was just going to say I can relate when, you know, Morgan had talked about hitting a wall, because I know the whole reason why I even got into this was, you know, not only to, you know, have that plan B income, you know, from my family, but I had a big, you know, heart to help other people in the process. And when I hit that wall, you know, it was hard because, you know, I kind of lost track of what I was, you know, what originally I had set out to do. Mm-hmm. And so lately, you know, Advocare has been really, I'm sorry for the background noise.
Don't worry about it.
We got a crier in the background. But, you know, Advocare really puts me back. And lately I've been trying to get back into focus. And I realized a lot of things that I was doing prior, I'm not doing anymore. So, you know, just reading and really pouring into myself so that I can help others is such an important thing. And so that just really helps me to regain my focus. And, you know, that's just a huge goal for me, to get back to where I was and, you know, being more intentional with the business again. That's a big thing. So I'm really glad that you guys did this today.
Well, thanks for, thank you all for jumping on.
Yeah,
I think this is going to be a really cool tool for us to use in the future, because you get to, hopefully, if you see what we see, you can see everyone else's faces, or you can see the back of Crystal's finger or something. But you get to kind of experience, like, hey, these are some people on a team, whether you're from, you know, Louisiana, or whether you're from Sherman, or whether you're from California, or whether you're
you're driving to Florida.
Yeah, like, so I think this is going to be a really cool tool to be able to use. So, Lori, I appreciate you being vulnerable with that, because we all hit that wall, and it's the team that helps us move forward, and it's the vision that helps us push through, because, you know, we've all hit that wall. Absolutely. And if you haven't hit it yet, you're going to hit it. So just being prepared and having that vision so strong that you can keep pushing forward, it's the keys.
Right. Angie or Brittany, want to share, one of you guys, what you're thinking? Oh, there she is.
Hi.
Hey, Angie.
I'm trying to figure it out. You know, I feel old. I feel old in this thing. I kind of totally agree with Lori, because I feel the same way with putting our oldest daughter in school out of state. I feel like our whole world just kind of shifted last year, and we were in survival mode. And now that she's home, your kids kind of drive your world sometimes.
Yeah.
So I have been trying to really just focus, spend some quality time with myself. And you guys know I'm working out every day.
She does awesome.
And I can feel my body slowly changing. But, you know, being over 50, I'm just in a different place than everybody. And so my market is different. Mm-hmm. And a lot of 50-year-olds look at me and think I'm crazy because I just want to be healthy, you know, watching my dad and losing my dad too this past year. So I kind of feel like I'm coming out of a hole.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? I have to tell you, the products are what have saved me. I mean, I just know that's the reason why I'm not in a puddle full of depression.
Right.
So I guess I'm just trying to figure out where to go next. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think the thing that really got me was when you said that my team needs to have a leader, and I'm in a unique position where I don't know how to incorporate that into my counselor crazy life.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Because the people I interact with, though a lot of them are starting to take product because it makes them feel better, I can't really lead them because of a dual relationship. So I'm in a weird place, guys.
Yeah.
If anybody has any ideas, well, let me know. But so this past year has been a lot about working on me.
That's good.
Yeah, it's awesome because that's where we're all at. And the moment that you stop working on yourself, that's when you spiral down. And what Lori said, I can relate to because that's where I was 6 years ago. Is the Angie's flexing on there, getting the big guns out. But you know what you used to do, you stopped doing, and you know that was totally me too. You know, whenever I first started Advocare for the first 2 years, like writing down goals every single day, you know, writing down who I wanted to become, and then got sidetracked, big sidetrack, took an exit off the interstate, you know, really slowed down, stopped at the truck stop, got some cinnamon rolls and some Coke, got fat and happy, like just totally took a little detour. But yeah, just like Lori said, you stopped doing what you were doing when you were growing, which is stupid. Like if I look back at myself, I'm like, I was growing, like why would I stop? But you get comfortable, I think. So there's always that next season. So Brittany, do you got anything? I know your video's not on. I think I can ask to start video.
She may not want to be videoed.
We can just look at her cute little profile picture. Oh, it might be working.
I don't know if it's working or not.
We can hear you.
Okay. I said tap to start video, but it's not. It says it's stopped.
Huh.
So let me see. Hold on.
It's saying on our end you're videoing, but
you might have to like slide over. I don't know how it works on the phone.
That's all right.
But
we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Okay. A big thing for me, obviously, is about to have a baby, and I want to be able to stay home with my baby and not have to go to work every single day and take my baby to daycare because I want to be able to raise my child.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the main thing for me, just visualizing, like you said.
Yeah.
And writing it down, that's really, really like something that I think would help me a lot.
It's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Baby's
and I got started back on my products. Morgan and Brandy got on a 3-way call with me the other day, and Brandy let me know, everything that I am able to take, which I wasn't aware of. So it's really helped me have a lot more energy as well. So
just already you can feel it.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
That's so awesome.
I mean, that in itself is, and that's why I tell Angie's story all the time, because I remember, she told me one time that, Spark allows her to play with her kids, or not play on the floor with her kids, but, like have the energy to go out and like be with her family and be present. And that's huge. Like Brittany, you just being able to say, hey, this is where I was, but now I'm product, like I have more energy as a pregnant mom. Like it's huge. It's huge. And that in itself, besides business, besides anything else, like it's a win. It's a solid win for everyone here, and it's encouraging. So it's really cool, Brittany.
That's awesome. Well, thank you everybody for sharing. We are so excited about the team that we have. Like, you have no idea how much we love all you guys. And I know there's going to be a couple people that are watching this recorded, so we love you guys too, and we're just excited of you get to choose who you work with, and that's so cool because individually, like, y'all all have amazing things to offer. And so again, we're excited. We are available if you need to reach out and after this have like more questions or more comments, or you need help, or you don't know what your goals are, what your goals need to look like, and how to in the advocate realm, like, map that out to get you there. Definitely shoot us a message. But thank you everybody for sharing. Anything else?
No, my vision is just to have at least 100 people on this, and really build a team culture where you see 100 little faces.
That would be legitness.
We saw some people the other day that had a Zoom call with over 2,000 people on their team. 2,000 people on the call, and it's just like, okay, I can start to see that vision now. I can start to see, and you guys are the people that are going to create that, and that's what we want to do, is create that culture where it's like, man, these people are awesome, and people already look at y'all as leaders, especially like every one of y'all on here.
Absolutely.
You are becoming, and I'm not just saying that, like literally every single person on here, like we know personally, we know that you guys are leaders.
In other areas of your life, like just leaders in general.
Yep.
So it's good.
Well, anyways, y'all, did y'all like this format? Kind of give me that, because if y'all do, we're going to keep doing it. If not, we can just do call in.
Yeah. That's a thumb.
We got lots of
there we go. Yes.
Woo! That's awesome.
Cool, you guys. Well, I'm going to stop the recording if no one has anything else. And again, like Morgan said, message us if you have any questions. Post your goals in the Business Builder chat on Facebook. And thank you all again for joining.
Bye, guys.